So let's talk about what happened in the second lab in this course too. Okay, so the lab is all about learning rate schedulers in PyTorch. So the key idea here is the learning rate controls how big the parameter updates are during training. If the learning rate is too high, then the training becomes unstable. If the learning rate on the other hand is too low, the training becomes very slow. Schedulers solve this by changing the learning rate automatically during training. Example is the example idea. We should start in the um, example. The learning rate we start at the learning rate of 0.005. At that point, the learn is fast, and in the middle, we set it 0.001, which indicates the refined learning, and in the end, nearly 0.00002 with fine tuning. This improves convergence speed, final model accuracy, training stability. So, um, first, this laboratory, of course, we import the necessary packages like torque, torque.nn as nn, import torques.nn.functional as f, import torque.optim as optim. These are the core PyTorch modules. So, torque.nn used to build neural networks. For example, the nn.conv2, convolutional, nn.linear, nn.dropout, and torque.nn.functional f contains activation functions like f.relu, f.softmax, f.sigmoid, and torque.optim contains optimizers like SGD or stochastic gradient descent, Adam, RMS prop. Like for example, optimizer is equivalent to optim.adam, modulate parameters, and we set the learning rate of each of 0.001. And next is device selection, GPU versus CPU. If torque.CUDA is available, then device torque.device is CUDA. This checks if GPU is available. So the possible devices, for example, is CUDA, meaning we use the NVIDIA GPU. If the device is MPS, we use the Apple Silicon GPU. And CPU for CPU. That's a typical computer that we are using right now. And GPU is training is much faster because it's parallel computing or computation. Next, the model is simple CNN. This is neural network used in experiment. Class simple CNN.nn.module. It's a convolutional neural network for CIFAR or 10 images. And CNN architecture, layer 1, self.conv1, equivalent nn.conv2. Um, we set the layer 1 as 3 by 16, 3 input, 16 output, and the kernel size is 3, and the padding is 1, and the input images is 3 channels or RGB, and output is 16 feature maps. And next, the layer 2, sub.conv2 is equivalent to conv2 16 input and 32 output. Kernel size is equal to 3 and padding is equal to 1. And output becomes 32 in feature maps. Pooling, sub.pool is equal to nn.maxpool 2 by 2. This is reduce the spatial size. Example, 32 by 32 will become 16 by 16. Pooling helps reduce computation, extract strong features, and the fully connected layers sub.fc1 equal to nn.linear 32 by 8 by 8, 64. Sub.fc2 equivalent nn.linear 64, 10. Explanation: after convolution plus pooling, the feature map becomes 32 channels, 8 by 8 partial size, and it's flattened as 32 by 8 by 8 or equivalent to 2048 features. Next, the dropout, self.dropout equivalent nn.dropout, and we set the point 4 or dropout randomly disable 40% of neurons during training. So the purpose of dropout is to prevent overfitting, improve generalization. Next is forward pass. So we do this forward pass. We define this as a code of def forward self comma x, uh, which means forward pass defines how data moves through the network. So the step one, convolution one, and activation function relu and pooling. So the Python is x is equivalent to self.pool f.relu self.conf. Step 2, convolution and relu and pooling. So the code of it is x equals self.pool f.relu self.conf2 like that. And the step 3 is x equivalent to x.view negative 132 by 8 by 8. Step 4, fully connected layer. X is equivalent to f.relu self.fc1 and inside of it is the x. Step 5, this is dropout. X is equal to self.dropout and x. Step 6, output layer. X equivalent to self.fc2 and inside of it is the x. So the output is logits for 10 cipher 10 classes. Next is training function. Train and evaluate function. This function performs model initialization, optimizer setup, dataset loading, training loop validation. So the optimizer we set here is Adam, and the learning rate is learning rate. And the loss function, plus fn, we use is the cross-entropy loss for classification problems. It compares predicted class probabilities versus true labels. Next is experiment, different learning rates. The notebook test learning rates like 0.002, which indicated low, 0.001, which indicates medium, 0.05, which is high. Next is observed behavior. The low learning rate, 0.002. Training is stable, and accuracy improves slowly. Medium learning rate, 0.001. Best balance, this is a best balance. The medium learning rate, 0.001 is commonly used. So it's fast learning, stable updates, best final accuracy. Next is high learning rate, 0.005. Training starts fast but becomes unstable. The problem is optimizer overshoots minima. While learning rate schedulers exist, instead of using one learning rate, schedulers change learning rate during training. Example strategy, we start with high learning rate. In the middle of the training, we set it to medium learning rate, and in the end, we set it as small learning rate. The benefits of it is faster training, better convergence, better generalization. Next is step LR scheduler. Created like this, a scheduler is equivalent to opt-in.lr scheduler, that's step LR. We set the optimizer, step size equals 10, gamma is 02. So the step learning meaning is the parameter is step size, the meaning is epoxy for learning rate change, and the gamma is the learning rate multiplier. Like for example, the initial learning rate is equivalent to 0.05. After the 10 epochs, we multiply the 0.005 to the gamma, which is equivalent to 0.001. After the 20 epochs, we multiplied 0.001 to the gamma again, equivalent to 0.02. So the training becomes from the epoch 1 to 10, the learning rate is 0.05. As the epochs becomes larger and larger, the learning rate becomes smaller and smaller, because as a smaller learning rate said that it stabilizes the learning like that. So how scheduler works in training? Inside the training loop, in the Python, we set the variable current learning rate is equivalent to a scheduler that get the last learning rate 0. Scheduler is that step. Important. Scheduler updates the learning rate after each epoch. So the flow is from the train epoch, get learning rate, scheduler that step, learning rate updated for next epoch. So it's a tracking training history. So the history is given the training loss, train accuracy, train validation loss, validation accuracy, learning rate. This allows plotting training loss, validation accuracy, and learning rate. Next is results of step learning rate. So the observation, step learning rate training slows dips in the loss curve. Why? Because learning rate suddenly changes at epoch 10 and epoch 20. This causes sudden improvement. Next is other scheduler mentions like cosine, annealing LR. Learning rate follows a cosine curve. Pattern is from high, in the middle is slowly decreasing, and next is very slow. So, yeah, used heavily in RASNet vision transformers. Next is reduce RAM plateau. This scheduler monitors validation performance. If validation accuracy stops improving, learning rate decreases. Example scheduler is equivalent to reduce RAM plateau. Optimizer, comma, mod equal max, comma, factor is equivalent to 0.2, comma, patience. That. So the meaning, if validation accuracy doesn't improve for 3 epochs, it reduces the learn rate by 80%. So why schedulers improve training? Schedulers help because training happens in phases. So the phase 1 is large learn rate, model quickly learn basic patterns. Phase 2, medium learn rate, model refines features. And phase 3, small learning rate, fine-tuning near minimum. So in the real industry practice, most modern training uses schedulers. Like for example, the model. Model is ResNet. In the scheduler that we use there is step LR. The transformer, we use the cosine annealing. And the BERT is linear warm-up plus decay. Next is YOLO, is cosine. So next is typical training loop with scheduler. So epochs, like that. And for we set inside of the train epoch, valid epoch, schedule that step. For reduce error plateau, is a Python that step validation equation. So here's a final key idea. Schedulers automatically adjust learning rate during training to learn fast early, refine later, and stabilize convergence. Without schedulers, training becomes slower, accuracy becomes lower. And that's it. Thank you.